Hey, it's that boy, M.C.I.K, because apparently M.C.I.K is pronounced Mick. Yeah, woo, that makes sense. Woo. Hey, how's it going, sexy felines? My name's CJ or M.C.I.K or mycatiskyo, one of those three. Welcome back to another Warframe video. Today we are back here with B.O.T.W builds of the week, the most entertaining, informative show on the internet. You cannot find any more quality anywhere on the internet. You cannot find any more quality. This is the show where we take a look at a build in Warframe, whether it be a Warframe, a weapon, a Sentinel, Kubro, whatever it may be. Once a week, I show you guys the build. I give you guys a rough overview of the weapon, and we test it out a little bit, and that's about it. Short, sweet, to the point. I'm not a YouTube whore. Let's try to make this a 10-minute video. This week's B.O.T.W spotlight is going to be on the Braton, or more specifically, the Braton Prime. The Braton, or the Braton Prime, is a very simple automatic assault rifle that has a pretty decent attack speed, a good bit of status chance, lower on the criticals, but overall not bad damage. Like I said, the increases are quite large from the Braton to the Braton Prime. Now, the Braton being the first weapon that you may get in-game if you choose this, people seem to think that this is not that good of a weapon. Now, the Bratons, I mean, any weapon can be good if you mod it right, but the Braton Prime is one of those average weapons that is good, but not the best for endgame. But in my opinion, it's still a lot of fun to use. There's a lot of weapons like that in Warframe, and I think the Braton Prime definitely fits into that category, where it's not the greatest for endgame or late game, but it is definitely a lot of fun to use. It's a hoot. Since it's going to be an automatic fast firing weapon, it's going to be best to build for corrosive damage to shred through that armor for heavier units like heavy gunners and bombards and whatnot. Having a pretty high status chance at base is pretty good. You can add some dual element stat mods to bring that up more, add a corrosive, and you'll be rocking and rolling. Now, when modding for this weapon, the criticals, you won't have to worry about them. They really are non-existent. They are there here and there. You can kind of see them once in a while. You can land a couple criticals. They help a little bit. So when you do hit criticals, it's actually not bad. It does help up quite a bit. But I didn't think it was necessary to build for crits, seeing how this is only a 10% critical chance at base. One last thing worth mentioning before we get into the build is the magazine size is very large for the Braton Prime. It's at a 75, which is really nice. And also the fire rate's not too bad as well. It's at a 9.55. You can always add another mod like Shred to increase the fire rate and add punch through. However, I did not add that for my build. I was very much so happy with the outcome of the damage with no mods for fire rate. You can think however you want to, that's just how I think, and it's just how my playstyle is. Alright, so let's talk about mods. So, the Braton Prime at base comes with no polarities, which does kind of suck, but I added 5 forma. So what I did was I put 3 V polarities at the top left, and 2 dash polarities down at the bottom right. The V polarities at the top will be for the damage mods, and the dash polarities at the bottom will be for our element mods to make sure we fit everything on perfectly fine. Alright, so let's get right into the build. So this is going to be a corrosive and cold build. I really do like the cold proc along with the corrosive. The cold is really helpful. It slows the enemies down. It also deals more damage, and in general, it's just a really good proc to have on here. Of course, corrosive is great for shredding armor, and I'm a huge fan of it against infested and heavier units and Grenier. All around, I don't have a problem with it. If I ever want to go up against Corpus, I can always switch these out and put on magnetic instead. Anyway, so like I said, the top 3 V polarity mods are going to fit on our Serration, Split Chamber, and Heavy Caliber. These will be our main damage mods at the top, and then down at the bottom, we will have our corrosive build, which is going to be toxic damage and electricity damage. This is going to give us corrosive. We also added on malignant force for more toxic damage, and we also added high voltage for more electricity damage. So this is just going to be more corrosive. These two right here are going to add to the corrosive already here, and these will also add status chance, bringing it up to a 66.8% status chance, which is can't complain. And lastly, I threw on cryo rounds right here, which adds 90% cold damage, which gives the cold proc here and there, which is really helpful. Trust me, it is really nice. And also the damage itself from this element mod is really nice. I've tried it out. If you'd prefer to have a fire rate mod on this build and you want to try it out for yourself, then there's one simple thing you can do. You can always take malignant force, bring it down here, take off cryo rounds, and put on shred. That's what I recommend. This is also a really good build just for you if you prefer fire rate. This will get more fire rate and add punch through as well, and it brings it up to a 12.46 fire rate, which these are both 2 really good builds. They're really good. If you like more fast-paced shooting, then I go with this. But personally, I like cryo rounds in here. It adds cold and it adds the proc for cold, and I don't know. I'm a huge fan of it. I like it more. But yeah, anyway, this is the build. So now we're gonna go test it out in the simulation room, give you guys a couple examples, and that is about it. Of course, before we get into the slaughtering, I can't forget to show you guys my color scheme, because, you know, modding's half the battle. The other half is definitely fashion frame. You want to make sure you have a beautiful weapon, the one that's going to be doing all the slaughtering. So I'm using the brand new Nocturne skin. This is the Braton Nocturne skin, and I don't know, it just looks really cool. I like the way it looks. It looks like a star chart, like from planet to planet, and this is the color scheme I have for it. That's honestly about it. I would have gone with the normal Braton Prime look, but, you know, I've been looking at this for a long time. I thought it was time to definitely switch it up and try something different. So this is what I go with. Alright, so I'm not going to waste your time that much. We're going to start with a Corrupted Heavy Gunner, and we're going to do level 130, and I'll give you guys a couple examples. But we'll start off with heavier units like a Heavy Gunner, then we'll move on to Infested, and then we'll go on to Corpus. And yeah, that's about it. So level 130, Corrupted Heavy Gunner from the Void, so simulate that bad boy. If all goes well, my testing should have worked out. Let's see. Here we go. Come on. There's the cold proc. The corrosive's taking effect. Down to half health. And have 2 bullets to spare. So, honestly, all overall, not too shabby. Keep in mind, guys, this is actually without any fire rate mods at all. And I actually really like that because, you know, okay, well, actually, I'm seeing a couple criticals here and there. I thought I wasn't going to see any criticals, but I saw quite a few criticals. Look at that, 16 bullets to spare. It's not too bad. Like I said, guys, the crits are not like invisible. There are a couple here and there, but it's not enough to actually build for. But you know, they always help. Next off, moving on to the Infested. So we have an Ancient, just a basic Ancient Disruptor here, level 130, and we'll grab some energy and do this once again. Here we go. There's the cold proc, and there we go. Finish it off with a critical. I think it was about 2,000. I might show instant replay of that. 2,000 or so for criticals. Not too bad for Infested. Alright, for the last example, we're going to switch over to our Magnetic and Toxic build. This is all we have to do to get this is just to take out our Malignant Force and replace it with Rhyme Rounds. This will give us Cold. That will give all of these and make these all of these 4 right here. It will turn this all into Magnetic. And then the last mod right here will be Toxic. Toxic's great. You can't deny that. So, our last example will be the Corpus Tech. Corpus Tech's gonna be really freaking annoying in late game and end game with their Supra. You want to make sure you take them out as fast as possible before they kill you. So, here we go. Little test. One last one to finish this off. Magnetic taking effect. So is the Toxic. And there we go. Finishing it off with a critical. 15 bullets to spare. That's some kinky stuff there, man. Alright guys, that will conclude this week's B.O.T.W builds of the week for the Braton Prime. Leave a comment if you guys enjoyed the build and the video. Feel free to leave a like down below if you guys did enjoy as well. And thank you for so much of support. You guys have been saying you've been really enjoying this new format I've been doing. Just kind of more simple to the point, doing a little testing, showing you guys the build, and then getting on with it, and then you guys can get on with your day. So thank you for the support. I really appreciate the feedback. Thank you guys for that. Feel free to test the build out for yourself if you already got some form on this weapon, and if not, I recommend you guys get it. I give it definitely a 7 out of 10. It's a lot of fun to use, but it isn't the best for scaling into late game and end game. However, though, it is a lot of fun, and I do run it a whole ton. But yeah, try the build out for yourself. Let me know what you guys think, if anything should be changed. But this is my personal opinion, my build, and my playstyle, so keep that in mind when you're commenting. Thank you for watching. My name is M.C.I.K. or CJ. I'll see you guys for the next video. Subscribe to the Edge of the Feline Pack if you guys haven't already, and I will see your beautiful faces for the next video. Subscribe to M.C.I.K. vlogs for yearly videos.